What's up, guys? This is the real Mace in your face, coming at you again with another magic video. Um, yeah, so I'm just making a video to enter the contest for MTG headquarters' Commons and Uncommons giveaway. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So I'm today. I've been playing Magic for a little while. Well, actually, a long time, but not really competitively, just kind of on and off. And yeah, so the main reason we really want to win this giveaway is I'm trying to build a commons and uncommons cube, and I really just have a bunch of standard commons and uncommons. I don't really have any like older stuff. So, I mean, there's a lot of great cards and all those older sets that you opened that would really help me and give a huge boost to this cube that I'm trying to build. So, I mean, I'd be happy to do a video on it eventually. And then the other reason is that last time I made a video, I talked about this mono red deck that I have. Get it into focus a little bit there. I mean, right now it's just modern legal, but I've been trying to get into legacy because, I mean, there's a bigger legacy scene where I am, but it's missing a lot of older commons and uncommons. So like that Nemesis box you opened, Flame Rift is like a staple card for this deck. It's like a big 4 of. So I mean, yeah, I saw you opened a bunch of those, but so yeah, so cube is first and foremost is why I want it, because I'm missing a bunch of old cards, and if I could win this giveaway, it'd be really sweet because then I wouldn't have to go buy them all. And then the second reason is there's a lot of older commons and uncommons, specifically out of Nemesis, that are really go great in the Legacy Mono Red deck. So I'm just gonna go over what I have now for Modern, because there's been some changes that I've made since the last time, but it's mostly the same. So we're gonna have 4 Goblin Guides. This guy's really great. Turn 1, haste, 2 damage, can't go wrong. And then we're gonna have 4. It's hard with one hand. 4 Rift Bolts. It's 3 mana spell with Suspend for 1, and it's a Lightning Bolt. Then we're gonna have 4 Hellspark Elementals. 2 mana, 3/1. Triple haste. Sacrifice at the end of turn. It's got Unearth, so you can do it twice. Pretty good. And then we're gonna have 2 Shard Volleys. It's Lightning Bolt, but you have to sacrifice the land, so it's a good finisher. It's good when you're flooded. And then you're gonna have 2 Grim Lavamancer. This guy's awesome. 1 mana. You can tap him for 1 red, exile 2 cards from your graveyard, and shock something. Then you're gonna have 4 Searing Blaze. It's a 2 mana instant from World Wake, and it deals 1 damage to target creature or player, or 1 damage to target creature that player, 1 damage to target player, and then 1 damage to a creature he controls. But why it's really good, it's got landfall. So if you play a land, it instead deals 3 damage to that player and 3 damage to the creature it controls. So it's like a really good 2-for-1. And then you got 4 of Lightning Bolts. I mean, 1 mana, instant, 3 damage. Can't go wrong. It's been here since Alpha, and it's just as good. And we're going to have 4 Lava Spikes. 1 mana. It's a Lightning Bolt, but you can only target players. And we've got 2 Skull Cracks. That's a 2 mana instant, 3 damage to target player. Damage can't be prevented this turn, and players can't gain life. So it's really good against like Pod and decks like that gain a bunch of life on you. 4 copies of Vexing Devil. 1 mana, 4/3. You say 1 mana, 4/3. There's got to be a downside. Well, the downside is really kind of an upside. So you play him, and you your opponent, you can have an opponent, well, the opponent chooses. So you play him, and then the opponent decides if he wants you to get a 4/3 for 1 mana, or if he wants to take 4 damage. And either one is fine with me. And we're going to have 2 Volcanic Fallouts, 3 mana instant, can't be countered, 2 damage to each creature and player. It's really good. And then here's the biggest change to the deck. It's 4 copies of Blood Moon. Ooh, yeah. I catch a lot of hate for playing this card because it basically just hoses decks. Because what it does is you play it, and if you don't know what Modern is, it's like a sort of Eternal format that goes back to 8th edition, so it's like 8th edition forward. And the mana bases that people have are usually they're called fetch lands, and they're from Zendikar, so they're like 2 colors, and you can pay a life, sacrifice it, and go get it. Either it has 2 basic land types on it, and you can go get a land that has that basic land type on it. But what you get usually is you get a shock land, which is lands from Ravnica and Return to Ravnica, and they have all 10 of them, and they're dual lands, and they have the basic land types on them, so you can fetch, go get a shock land, and play it. So, and these lands are all non-basic, so the majority of mana bases in Modern are made up almost entirely of all non-basic lands. So you play Blood Moon, and all these decks that have these big, fancy, expensive mana bases can't do anything because they just have mountains now, and they're usually 3, sometimes 4 color decks, and Blood Moon just hoses them. So it's really good, but a lot of people don't like it. But you gotta do what you gotta do to win games. And then we have 20 mountains. It's been here since Alpha. Let's go to the sideboard. We have 3 copies of Combust. 2 mana instant, can't be countered, 5 damage to target white or blue creature, and it can't be prevented. It's just really good against Splinter Twin decks. You go like instant speed, kill the Sea Rex, Sark, Pestermite, or they're going off and it can't be countered. 2 more Volcanic Fallouts for creature matchups. 2 more Skullcracks against Pod. 4 Smash to Smithereens, 2 mana instant, destroy target artifact, and that deals 3 damage to the artifact's controller. I mean, this deck just really just crushes Affinity. I can't lie, like it just hoses it so bad. 1 Sowing Salt for Tron, and then 3 copies of Pillar of Flame for Pod decks, because it's 1 mana shock, but if it kills something, it exiles it instead. So like you can exile anything that has persist, so like exile a Murderous Redcap, exile a Kitchen Finks, and they can't go infinite on you. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed my Modern deck tech, and I hope you pick me for the the contest. But if you don't, just hope this video helped you new players trying to get into Modern out. So yeah.